Oh shit, y'all. Rob Schneider wants all the smoke with Will Smith for slapping Chris Rock. He went on the Kyle and Jackie O show and expressed how dark Will Smith is, even going as far as calling him an asshole.
Did you ever speak to Chris Rock after the slap? Because he's your mate.
Yeah.
I would have been straight on the phone if it was my mate getting slapped.
No, but
going,
I was in a sticky situation because I was actually, an elected official of the union at the time.
Oh.
Will Smith is a twat.
Oh, I liked him.
Will Smith has been hiding the fact of who he really is, and it was exposed that night. He's really an asshole.
But
he's a deep, dark thing. To do that in front of all those people and to a really great, legendary comedian who's literally the best comedian of our generation.
Sure.
You wouldn't have like this whole wave of comedy that came after if it wasn't for Chris Rock. He's kicked open the doors. So for him to do that, but I wasn't allowed to say anything at that time because we were part of the committee that was supposed to punish him.
And how do you punish him?
Wow, wait. Just back up a second. Hang on.
I want to know
Will
what the punishment
Smith is like, for me, when I met him, right, I always say.
Like the nicest, most wonderful. He's a liar. Complete, utter fraud.
Really?
It was exposed in that time.
Okay, we all thought in that time, he was under all this pressure, though. And
I didn't.
it was a
I've been under
snapped
pressure.
moment.
Kyle's been under pressure. You've been under pressure.
Interesting you say that about Will.
No, Will is a douchebag, and that's something that you can't. The thing is, that's how politically correct the Academy is.
Right.
That they were so cowardly. Because if I would have done that, they would have been hauled out to prison. But because they were so worried about being, racist or whatever, they were like, we can't be. The point is, violence is what it is, and what the color of your skin or your religion doesn't matter.
Sure.
If you commit a crime in front of other people, you get hauled out of there.
Yeah, but didn't you also sort of think, he's standing up for his missus? You didn't like that?
It doesn't matter. You can't hit another dude. If you're standing up for your missus, it's a joke. And I also thought it was a very mild joke, and it was that
quite a
she's
slap
there.
though, right? Quite a slap.
It was so much. I literally was. I forget what it was because I wasn't watching it. I was in Mexico directing a film, and
That sounds sus.
Yeah, my wife wrote it.
Yeah.
It's called Amores Amor, and it's a nice movie actually. But the in Spanish, en español, por supuesto. But the thing was, I was in a car, and my assistant director, she looked at me and she said, she said, what happened? He said, Chris Rock just got slapped by Will Smith. And I said, get out of here. It didn't happen. I had to make the phone calls, and it did happen. Wow. He didn't want to talk to anybody. I don't blame him.
Yeah, I get that.
But also, it took him a while to get to where he could react to it because it was a lot.
You got to process that stuff, right?
Yeah, and he's a very sensitive, great guy, and he's really literally a genius.
Now, I agree, Will Smith was out of line for putting hands on Chris Rock over a damn joke. Obviously, they had behind-the-scenes beef. But at the end of the day, it wasn't okay. But something in that interview stood out to me when he said he wasn't able to speak out because he was a part of the committee that was supposed to punish him. What the hell is that about that made me feel some type of way? Will should be punished, but being a part of a committee is wild.
Get hit, you keep talking crazy. Charlie Mack, what's up?
That's why he in Australia.
Exactly. Go do that in Philly radio.
I mean, all those names he called Will Smith absolutely positively wrong, but he is right. Anybody else would have put hands on somebody at that award show, they would have been escorted out.
Well, guess what? They're not Will Smith.
You're right.
They're Will Smith privilege and the fact that he was winning the Oscar that night. But I do want to tell Rob, shut the F up forever. And we know all of these things about Will Smith. When he says Will Smith, what he said, Will Smith was fake, basically?
Yeah. He's not the person that he wants us to think he is.
But Will Smith told us that. It's not that he's a fraud. It's that he comes from an era where artists, music and in Hollywood, they had to be fake. The publicists, the managers, they had the artist development, and interviewers had to ask them certain questions. You couldn't, ask them certain things. They had these manufactured images. Will Smith said he couldn't even curse because of his image. He said that in his book. He said that in various interviews. If you listen, Rob.
Mm-hmm. Rob is clearly Chris Rock's friend. Clearly, he's done movies with him, countless, they on Grown Ups together, Grown Ups 2. So they collaborate. They're in a circle of friends. So
I just think it's corny to this guy, Will's had a perfect record his whole career, and he had one bad night, and so you're going to reduce him to that moment?
Yeah, nah, I don't agree with that
and
either.
Say that he's fake?
Yeah, no.
Hey, knock it off, Rob.
Yep.
We don't know you, Rob. We don't.
I know him. That's Deuce Bigelow, male gigolo boy.
Really?